Since a couple of years back, most of the banks are in the progress of digital transformation. Some is driven by the new threat or competitors like virtual bank, virtual lender. Some is driven by the new regulatory requirements like OpenAPI or IFRS 17. Like it or not, most of these digital initiatives still require the functions and services in your legacy system. You can decide to reinvent the wheel and develop or even migrate those services in a new digital platform, with no value added but only for digital enablement. Haven't even mentioned the risk and time that it might take. Or you can use OpenLegacy to bring your legacy to life again. With digital integration services provided by OpenLegacy, you can easily create your API and leverage your legacy assets for any digital services. Now I'm going to show you how.
Is going to show you how to create an API from a COBOL program, which sits inside the CICS mainframe. So first thing I need to do is to create the SDK project. So here I open up the SDK project wizard, and I have to provide the project name first. In this case, I'm going to give a name called Mainframe CICS SDK. Next thing I'm going to do is to choose the backend I want to integrate with. In this case, I'm going to choose the Mainframe CICS TS. After that, I click next. So now it will require me to provide all the connection details, how to connect to the CICS mainframe, including the IP address, also the URI map, and I need to specify the port as well. Click finish. Then now our porter is going to generate the whole SDK project with all the code required. Next thing is I need to specify the COBOL program. So in this case, I'm going to use this particular COBOL program, which is a credit card search COBOL program. I right click of it and generate the model out of this program. I also need to specify the execution path. And in the same case, I also can generate the JUnit test for this particular SDK. So now it's all done. I have already created the SDK. So next step, I'm going to create the API as well from the SDK. So similar to the SDK project wizard, now I need to provide the project name as a mainframe CICS API. I also need to specify the backend mechanism. So in here, we support the RESTful API, the gRPC, and some other old mechanism. In our case, I'm going to specify as using RESTful API. And I click next. So here, I have to specify the SDK that I'm going to use for this particular API. And I click finish. So similar to what I've done before. So now all the code has been generated by our product. And the last thing I'm going to do is to generate the API from the SDK by specifying the input of this API. In this case, it's a customer ID, and specify the output for the API as well, which I'm going to use the credit cards objects. In the credit card objects, it contains different fields. The last thing I'm going to do is to provide a name. So I'm going to name it as the credit card search. So everything is done. We generate all the Java code that we require. So to show you it's working, I'm going to run the application in the local machine. So the system is up. To show you that it's working, I'm going to open up the browser because with the API that I generate, it also provides with Swagger. So as you can see, this is the API that I just generated and it's inside the Swagger. So I need to provide the authorization. So using the OAuth 2, authorized it, and I can try to run the API. So I can provide the customer ID as I think is fit. So in this case, just pass 1 and execute. And finally, you can see by providing customer ID 1, it show up all the credit cards that have been used by this particular customer.
Thank you for watching the demo. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us.